Selma Planning Commission meeting for the May 26th is now in session. Commissioner Fedor, would you lead us in the flag salute, please?
I'd love to. Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Catano, would you please do roll call?
Yes, Commissioner. Commissioner Curry?
Here.
Commissioner Fedor?
Here.
Commissioner Garcia?
Here.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Here.
Commissioner Secon?
Here.
Chairman Niswander?
Here.
And Commissioner Singh is absent by phone and video.
Okay. Any commissioner who has a potential conflict of interest may now identify the item and recuse themselves from discussing and voting on the matter. At this time, any member of the public may address the commission regarding any item over which the commission has jurisdiction. No action or discussion will be taken on any item not on the agenda. Issues raised will be referred to the chairperson for review. Members of the public shall limit their remarks to 3 minutes. Consent calendar. All items listed under the consent calendar are considered routine. The complete consent calendar will be enacted by one motion by roll call vote. For purposes of discussion, any commission member may have an item removed from the consent calendar and made part of the regular agenda. The commission can then approve the remainder of the consent calendar. Item number 1 is consideration and necessary action on the minutes of the March 23rd, 2020 Planning Commission meeting. I have before me an amended copy of the minutes from our last meeting in March. There were 3 items needed correcting, and that's been dealt with. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for March 23rd.
Okay, I have a motion. Mr. Catano, would you do the roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner. Commissioner Curry?
Yes.
Commissioner Fedor?
Yep.
Commissioner Garcia?
Abstain.
Commissioner Gonzalez?
Yes.
Commissioner Secon?
Yes.
Chairman Niswander?
Yes.
Commissioner Singh is absent. Thank you.
Thank you. Under public hearings, item number 2 is consideration of tentative parcel map 2020-006, an application filed by Farney Land Management, LLC. The 34.19 acre property is zone CR, regional commercial. The proposal will result in 5 parcels varying in size from 2.96 acres to 9.16 acres. The project is exempt from CEQA. The APN number is 348-191-06F and -18. Does staff have a report?
Just a quick summary. This project is located on the northwest corner of Floral and 99, and the item that you are considering this evening is strictly the subdivision of land. So this does not propose any development. It proposes 5 separate parcels. There is an existing Toyota dealership on parcel A, and parcel B is proposed to be a hotel. And then C, D, and E don't have proposals at this point, but The tentative parcel map would subdivide the land so that each individual parcel could be sold or purchased individually. Development is required to make certain improvements, but the road itself is part of the dedication of the road is part of the tentative parcel map conditions of approval. So the resolution includes, oops, here we go. The resolution includes the conditions of approval for the, I'm sorry, as an exhibit includes the conditions of approval, and the findings that the Planning Commission are required to make are in the resolution as well. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions of staff?
Is this,
Seeing none.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Commissioner Garcia.
I'm just wondering if this is being done to speed up or to, I don't know, make easier the development of this property that we've had maps for a few years now.
The past, as far as I understand, anyone can correct me, Isaac, or any of the applicants. As far as I understand, the map that was recorded in the past expired. And so this is required to record, or maybe it was never a final map was never recorded. And so this is required in order to take that next step. And again, happy to be corrected if the applicant has another, but I was under the assumption that this needed to happen in order for them to move forward with the hotel, because they wanted to own the land underneath it rather than all of it. And like I said, you can't sell certain portions of it until it's a separate parcel. So I believe that's the motivation behind it.
Thank you.
Any other questions of staff?
No.
Go ahead. Does the applicant have anyone who wishes to speak on this?
Does anyone have any questions for us for the Farney Group about the parcel map?
Is there any rhyme or reason for the various sizes of the parcels, or is that just the way the cookie crumbled?
I'll let Brandon, if you want to answer that question.
Yes. Yeah.
Please identify yourselves when you come to speak for the record, please.
Okay. Brandon Broussard with Umabi and Horn Engineering, representing Farney Group. Yeah, there's no actual rhyme or reason for the parcel map sizes. I mean, the intent right now is to carve out so the Toyota dealership is on a standalone parcel, and then also so that we can then also move forward with development of the hotel that's been planned there. There's no other immediate development that's coming forward. We originally had, the tentative parcel map approved going all the way down, which has expired. And what we're trying to do now is this piece of property specifically has been annexed within the city limits. So that's why the parcel map that you're seeing in front of you now is a lot smaller than what was before. And we're just trying to do that so we can kind of clean up some of the ownership of the development as it moves forward.
Is that an easement? Is that road now going to be an easement across all those other properties back to Toyota and the hotel?
Yeah, so the existing easements that exist is a access easement that runs along all the way down to the back to the Toyota dealership, and what will run to the hotel parcel. And then there's a Cal Water easement that runs on the same alignment, but then cuts across parcel B. And then there's also we have a sewer lift station out there on Floral Avenue.
Right. Is that will that be a private road, or is that? I'm not sure who to ask that to.
Yeah, so it still remains as a private road. So basically, it's a benefit to all the parcels. Just like whenever the shopping center as a whole develops, it will all be private access. There'll just be covenants across the properties to make sure that everybody has ingress, egress, and access to their parcels.
Perfect.
Any other questions?
Greg Garcia, is there a development agreement with a developer for these parcels? Or are we going to have separate developers on these properties, or how is that supposed to work?
Right now there is, I believe, it's all owned as one property. So there's a group, and maybe Scott can speak a little bit better to it, but there's one group that owns this property as a whole right now.
Okay.
Yeah, right now it's just the Farney Land Management that owns the property. So we do have a development agreement with another party, but we haven't we haven't brought anything to fruition in the last few years. So
Okay. This agreement, is it close to being, is it close to expiring, or is it still ongoing?
it's still ongoing right now. We just haven't, our partner is still working on the plans to, develop the shopping center that would go around the Toyota dealership and the hotel, but it's still in the early stages. So.
Okay.
Any other questions? Now remember, this is a tentative. When it comes for a final map, that's when we hear it again before the planning commission.
Okay.
And it's entirely possible, is it not, that some of these parcels may come back to us to be split into smaller parcels?
Yeah,
That's entirely possible that will happen. The only thing they've got going right now is the development of the hotel. So given that we don't know what's going to go on those remaining 3 parcels, that is a definite possibility.
Yeah,
Okay.
Brandon again here. The intent would be to do, whenever we do have a development or a site plan that is developed, we would do lot line adjustments within here to be able to then create like leaseholds and stuff like that for whatever buildings end up there. But right now it's kind of it's a blank slate. So
It's the first step.
yeah.
Okay.
And it's being
Any other
driven
questions?
by parcel B.
Any other questions? I heard a female type person say something. Okay, does anyone wish to speak in opposition to this? Seeing none, I'm gonna close the public portion of this hearing. And we're gonna bring it back to the commission for comments and a motion. This is obviously the first step the folks that own this property need to take to move forward with any type of development. And anything that gets developed will probably come before the planning commission again for our input or our questions or our suggestions. However, this is, it's just what it is. It's the first step to keep moving forward with the development of this property. I don't have an issue with it. I don't know how the rest of you folks feel.
No, I have nothing.
If nobody has anything else to say, I'll entertain a motion.
I'm not making it because I don't want to read it.
Okay, if anybody wants to make a motion, we need to read the page that says resolution number 2020-02. It's right at the top of the page.
Move to approve that we approve the tentative parcel map 2020-006 to subdivide 34.19 acres into 5 parcels, and the notice of exemption regarding same and making finding in support thereof.
Thank you,
second.
Commissioner. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
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 The motion passes. Anytime any member of the public may address the commission regarding any item over which the commission has jurisdiction. We have no public present, so we're gonna dismiss with that. I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
I have a motion. Meeting
I'll
is
second.
adjourned. Thank you, folks.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a good night.